Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are interested in cybersecurity, ethical hacking, or web security, then you are in the right place. In today's video, we are diving deep into SQL injection, one of the most common and dangerous vulnerabilities in web applications. Today, we will cover what SQL injection is, how attackers exploit it, and most importantly, how to prevent it. So stick around till the end and let's get started. So before we dive into SQL injection, let's first understand what SQL and DBMS are and why SQL widely used and why it is used in web servers. So basically, SQL or structured query language is a specialized programming language used to interact with databases. It allows users to retrieve, insert, update, and delete data. And SQL is widely used because it provides a standardized way to manage relational databases, and then it enables complex data queries with simple commands. It allows for scalability and robustness in managing structured data. So this query retrieves all data from the users table where the username is admin. So now let's discuss where is SQL used in web server. SQL is widely used in web servers for managing data-driven applications. Some common use cases include website use SQL databases to store login credentials and authenticate users. And some e-commerce and online stores use SQL databases to manage product listing, customer information, and order history. And then content management system like WordPress, Drupal, and Joomla really rely on SQL database to store article, pages, and metadata. And then online banking and financial applications used SQL for handling transactions, user account, and financial records securely. And social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, etc. Databases store user profile and manage messages, post, and comments in SQL tables. And now let's know what is DBMS or database management system is. A database management system is a software that enables users to create, manage, and interact with database efficiently. Some popular DBMS include MySQL, PostgreSQL, Microsoft SQL Server, and Oracle Database, and SQLite. And these are some popular DBMS. So SQL is the language that enables communication between applications and DBMS, which is why it is so crucial for modern web applications. However, when not handled properly, SQL-based applications become vulnerable to SQL injection. So now let's talk about what is SQL injection is. SQL injection or SQLI is a code injection technique that allows attackers to manipulate a website's database by injecting malicious SQL queries. It occurs when user input is not properly validated, that allowing attackers to execute unauthorized database commands. So this can lead to data breaches, unauthorized logins, modification and deletion, sensitive data, and complete database takeover. So, for example, imagine a login from that queries a database like this. So, if an attacker enters admin dash dash in the username field and anything in the password field, so the SQL query might look like this. The dash dash turns the rest of the query into a comment and effectively bypassing password authentication. Just like that, the attacker gets access to an admin account. So before we dive into a live demo, let's go over the different types of SQL injection attacks. Understanding these types can help us better defend against them. First of all, union-based SQL injection uses the union operator to retrieve additional data from the databases. And second, error-based SQL injection. In this type, attackers force errors to extract information about the database structure. And number three, blind SQL injection. No direct feedback, but Attackers infer results based on application behavior. And number four, time-based SQL injection, a subtype of blind SQL injection where attackers use time delays to detect vulnerabilities. And last of all, stored SQL injection. A malicious SQL queries are stored in the database and executed later, effective which affect multiple users. So now let me show you a real example of SQL injection in acting user deliberately vulnerable web app. So please note that this is for educational purposes only, and hacking without permission is totally illegal. So let's get started. Now I am in TryHackMe's SQL injection lab. Assume this is a login page and we have to input our username and password to authenticate ourselves to get logged in. So basically what happened, DBMS stored all the username and password in a table way. So when we input our username and password, this system will ask DBMS that do you have this username and password? If DBMS has the username and password and the match, and then DBMS will respond with the statement true. And if it doesn't match, then DBMS will respond with false statement. So usually DBMS just respond with these two statements, whether it is true or whether it is false. And if we can input a statement which is true in our user ID field and password field, then we can bypass the authentication process. So let's see how it will do. Our SQL statement will be, first of all, we all know that one is a true statement and one equal to one is also a true statement. So the whole statement will be like this: 1 or 101, and we can add some dash to bypass the authentication process. Like after dash everything will consider comments. So this statement means whether it is 1 or 1 is equal to 1. As 1 is equal to 1 is true and 1 is also true statement. So the whole statement will be true. And we should input the same statement in password field also. So let's do it. And then if we enter login, I think we can log in and bypass the authentication process. Let's see this. Log in. And here we get the PHM flag. That means we bypassed the authentication process and logged in. So this is the basic of SQL injection and the first step and the very much basic of SQL statement. So usually website filter the input user input and implement IDS or firewall to prevent this SQL injection. So now let's discuss about how we can prevent SQL injection. So we have seen how SQL injection works. Let's talk about how to prevent it now. So using a prepared statements, we can prepare a statements to ensure that users input is treated as data, not executable code. This is the most effective way to prevent SQL injection. And number two, use web application firewall. A web application firewall can detect and block SQL injection attempts in real time by filtering malicious queries. And number three, sanitize and validate input. Never allow direct user input in SQL queries. Validate input to allow only expected characters. And number four, limit database permissions. Use the principle of least privilege. So even if an attacker exploits a vulnerability, they have limited access. And number five, monitor and log SQL queries. You have to monitor SQL queries regularly and audit SQL queries and use intrusion detection system, that is another version of firewall, to catch suspicious activity. So now there you have it, SQL injection explained. We covered what SQL and DBMS are, why SQL is widely used and why it is used in web servers, what SQL injection is and its different types, a live demo of SQL injection, and the best security measures to prevent it. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future cybersecurity content. And of course, remember, ethical hacking is about securing systems, not exploiting them. Stay ethical, stay secure. See you in the next video. Thank you.